Okay, here we are with the goat's head, or the goat head module installed into the Jackson Audio modular fuzz, and right towards the end of our experiments here with these three different modules, and we're going to dive right in. This is a setting that we created before, as with the previous two modules. We're going to do the same thing where we'll find a balance, we'll find a nice octave setting, and then we'll just play around and play through, and it seems also we're planning to erase these samples that we've been using over the holiday period to make the various different videos we've been making. Let's dive in. So we've got our little green spirits sample. And I just love the goat's head. Yeah, it's nice. I think that I like the volume at that position. I mean, it's pretty much been the same the whole way through for all three of these modules, where this has been at like the dry has been at like 4 o'clock, and the fuzz at unity gain. So let's play around and see if we can make a nice octave sound for ourselves. Oof, that's lovely. Okay, I was very pleasantly surprised how all of those sound good, even without each other. For example, like the octave without, just the octave without the dry signal, then with the dry signal, and then with the fuzz and the fuzz without the octave. That's all very nice. I'm not sure how this will sound with other samples. This is the most intense setting that we've used for the octave, similar to what we did with the modern fuzz that we had to turn down when we got into the Shiva sample. Still, let's see how it sounds when we get there. Lovely. Yeah, let's dive in and add the Sentry. Yeah, definitely. You can hear the difference there. Okay, so it doesn't quite have the volume to work with the Sentry when it's just the octave, but still. Great. That is all very nice. Very happy with how all of that is sounding. Sentry is working very nicely. Let's erase that sample. Woohoo! This is how we force ourselves into other things. Okay, so now we're on to the Esoteric Mechanism sample. Let's see how it sounds with those grace notes. Rough around the edges. Okay. Yeah. I was able to give the Sentry a little bit more space with the threshold there, and yeah, I'm happy with how that's sounding. Let's erase that sample and move on. This will be the Shiva one. I did notice that perhaps the octave was a little intense there. This will be the acid test of that, I think. Turn the Sentry off as well. Ooh, Sentry doing its job there. Yeah, that's what we like. I like that. Okay, yeah, Sentry seems to be doing its job very nicely there. I do notice that it's, I mean, you can see how it's doing its job. Yeah, we had that pretty well calibrated there. Feels like. Definitely a difference between working with this and the modern fuzz and the Fuzz Page Mark II. Like, the Fuzz Page Mark II is different just in terms of its needs, and I think that's a lot to do with it being a wild beast. Okay, goodbye, Call to Shiva. And now we're on to the Sunset Surfing. Let's see how this sounds. This definitely needs that dry in there as well, especially in the higher notes. that same setting still works very nicely. Some flanger in there. Great, very nice. And we've got our last sample. Yeah. Let's dive in with this one from Shabaka Mountain Jam. Yeah, Sentry definitely doing its job there, no question. Okay, let's try without first. Okay, I think that this setting that we've got for the octave has actually been consistently good for all of them. Maybe it was a little bit less amped up on the fuzz page Mark II, but yeah. Anyway. Sentry's all about. Okay. Well, there we go. The last sample gone. And what a journey it has been. It has been wonderful getting to know the fuzz better. It's been wonderful getting to know the octave circuit better there. And mixing the wet and dry, playing around with that, getting to know the Sentry, and wow, the Sentry really makes a big difference, especially with this last one. And the compression we still need to do some work with, but I suspect that that's going to be really important. Very interested to try that before the Sentry, so that we're getting a very consistent volume level that the threshold can respond to. The threshold on the Sentry can respond to very precisely. The 3 fuzz modules that I've been using, I mean, I love the Fuzz Page Mark II. It's very unruly though, and I suspect I might have to use that with care. The goat head, just such lovely tones. The modern fuzz is like it seems like almost like a Swiss Army knife, or like a kind of a workhorse, where it's good for a lot of things, but it's also a little maybe middle of the road. But that said, with all of these EQ settings on the modular fuzz, that's something that we may be able to use the modern fuzz with more variety. So moving forward, obviously getting the compression going, exploring the more detailed settings on the modular fuzz. But yeah, that's been a wonderful bit of work there. Thank you for joining me for this, and I do hope it's been as interesting and enjoyable for you as it has been for me. Looking forward to more of this kind of thing. Looking forward, now that I've got a more of a grasp on how I want this set up, actually recording some more songs, because I have been working on compositions while I've been doing this work as well, this work with the pedals. So yeah, looking forward to getting more heavy metal clarinet out there soon. Thank you for sticking around, and stay well.